Meet me at the bodega. Don't do me no favor. Talking about the cocaína. Whipping water, aquafina. Mira, papi, find me on the corner. Oye, know me, don't be running up. Ya tu sabes, got his body chronic and a narcotic, boy, you know what's up. Meet me at the bodega.
Yo, we liking the vibes, we feeling the vibes of the song so far. Yo, welcome to the first ever episode of the V.I.P show. I'm your host, Samuel O'Shea, and this is my co-host, Jianna, baby. And today, we have a very special guest with us because we're celebrating 50 years of hip-hop this year in 2023. So we thought for our first guest, it's only fitting that we have one of the 50 greatest battle rappers of all time to join us today. He is a New York legend. He is the GOAT. Y'all, please put your hands together for our guest, Cortez, baby!
Gold diggers and a job piece. Talking chicken, that's a 5-piece. Only hit me if it's on the low. Treat the white girl like a side piece. Set up shop and let the money come.
What inspired you to write Bodega? The music video has over 19,000 views on YouTube right now.
To be honest with Bodega, I was at a point where I was already battling, let's say like close to 10 years, right? And I always feel like as an artist, you have to kind of reinvent yourself. Anything you do, not just music, but any type of profession. If you got a job, all right, it's time to go for a bigger position, a higher position, you know? And at that point, I was just like, okay, I wasn't really running by Cortez Bodega. I was running by Cortez. But the way my content was, seeing the feedback from people, they was like, yo, he talks the street, corner store type of vibe. And just me traveling around and being Latino, I was like, you know what, I gotta incorporate a little bit more of my culture, you know, and bridge that gap with hip hop and Latins. So I was like, you know what, I like this little bodega trap, bodega talk type of thing. And at that time when I dropped it, it clicked like that. And then the merch, and then people was like, oh, I want a hat. I was like, oh, okay. And you gotta pay attention to that. So I did that, and that helped me transition more into an artist, not just a battle rapper.
For sure. And I wanna mention, because you said that you started as Cortez Bodega. So most rappers, it's kind of like tradition basically to have an alias, a stage name. You know, Lil Wayne, Snoop Dogg. I want to ask you, what made you decide to stick to your given name?
Well, it's funny. I have one of my best friends, A Junior. He's a producer, and I remember in high school, I had like 4 different rap names, crazy rap names like Flea, Cartier. Like I was trying a whole bunch of names when I first started rapping.
Right.
It just wasn't sticking, you know. And then he just told me one day, he was like, Cortez. Just use Cortez. He was like, you know, if you know the history, he's a conquistador or certain things. He was very violent, but at the same time, he's very prominent, you know. And I was like, you know what? I like that. 2 syllables. It's not very, you know, like, and no one had that name. And when I ran with it, it was just like, it just stuck. It just stuck.
So, what got you into battle rapping?
People used to battle rap to get recognized. Like, if you're on the corner and you're at a barbershop and somebody says, oh, I rhyme. Oh, word, I rhyme too. And you would just start rapping. So it wasn't like a formal thing, but I would do it often because I was just eager to be heard. Anywhere, projects, any block, I would go to different hoods. Like, I was never shy about that. If somebody said they could rap, I would rap. I remember rapping one time on a G train. Like, just dude was just writing in his book and I started rapping with him, you know. So those things were happening, and social media wasn't that prominent, so you just hear things and people would say, oh, there's this Spanish cat from Brooklyn, Cortez, you know what I'm saying, he could battle. And I did this thing on MTV2 called Fight Club. And I went there for the first, second season taping, and I battled 10 dudes in one day. And it was like, everyone was like, yo, who's this kid? And all I had was like song formats. I didn't really have battle rounds. It was just punchlines and stuff like that. It didn't make television. Actually, MTV canceled the second season before, but there was this footage of me that a lot of people just, it became like an urban legend type of thing. Like, yo, this is Spanish kid from Brooklyn that he be smoking dudes, you know? And then DJ Vlad. A lot of y'all probably know who DJ Vlad is. If you don't know, he started with battles too. He had this thing called Butcher Battles. And off that, he invited me to battle at this place called Fat Beats. It was a record hip hop store. And I battled 10 dudes there. Did the same
Back to
thing.
back,
Yeah. 50 Cent's DJ was there that day. Everybody, like, people were there and everyone was like, yo, this kid. Nothing came out. There's no social media. There's no YouTube. This is like 2006. But one of the battles I had was against this kid named Jay Focus. It was the best battle of the night. Somebody recorded it on their phone. Grainy footage or whatever. And they put it on YouTube. And this is like, I'm talking about very infant stages of YouTube where like I wasn't up on YouTube. 2006, nobody was going online. 2 years later, 2008, that kid Jay Focus became 106 in Park champion.
Wow.
I'll be honest with you, I was hating. I'm watching TV. I'm watching TV and I see him winning. He won 5-6 weeks in a row. And I'm like, I'm telling people in my house, like, yo, I killed him. I killed him. You know what I mean? Like telling people, they're like, yeah, all right, cool, whatever. Yeah, we ain't see it. Fast forward, there was a guy, World Star Hip Hop also started with battle rap, if y'all don't know. And they started with this league called Grind Time. Now, the person that started Grind Time, his name was Direct. He's a battle rap connoisseur. He knew all types of small things. Even like when Eminem used to battle rap, he was just a junkie. He came to New York to meet Jay Focus because he was starting a battle league in collab with World Star. And he saw the battle online. Because a lot of people, once, you know, they see him on television, then they will Google who Jay Focus was, and that battle kept popping up. So that battle was going like semi-viral on MySpace and certain stuff. But to be honest with you, this whole time, I'm not online. I'm not known, but I did see like my MySpace had a little bit of traction. I didn't know why. I was just thinking it's because it's me. You know what I'm saying? Not really knowing why. And he spoke to Jay Focus. He was like, yo, is this Spanish kid, Cortez, you know, like, I know you battled him. He was like, I got his number. He was like, but this is like 2 years. Like, the battle's 2-3 years old. I never changed my number to this day for that reason. And he gave him my number. I said, if it works, it works. And Direct kept calling me. I kept getting his number calling me. I just pick up one day. I'm like, yo, who is this? And he was like, yo, my name is Direct. I'm starting to stand with World Star. I need you. And then he broke it down. And I was like, all right. And then I went. And the first battle hit World Star. And it just went.
That's so inspiring.
Mind you, I've had offers for record deals before that. Production deals. I was getting shot. And nothing was really catching. Like, I had opportunities and I was really grinding, but nothing was really catching. And the one thing I didn't pay attention to, the one thing I didn't put my energy into is what got me seen. That's just a lesson for y'all. Like, always be ready so you don't have to get ready. You know, because that was just on the humble, you know, and that really broke through. And then from there, it was just within a year, like, I just started having World Star hip hop battles, and it just built a celebrity group.
We know that you experienced great loss with your grandmother last year. Can you tell us what impact she had on your life and your career?
My grandmother taught me how to cook. I know how to cook. You know, my grandmother, she's real old school Puerto Rican. I would go to the island when I was young and stay with my grandparents. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so she taught me even like little Spanish. Like, my Spanish is a little bad now. I was telling you earlier that, but you know, like, from younger years, she would teach me certain things, just knowing about my heritage, knowing about my background, and you know, the things that her and my grandfather endured. You know, she was light-skinned Puerto Rican and my grandfather's dark-skinned Puerto Rican. So they would tell me stories about how they got together and the things they had to go through. And she used to tell me, like, yo, appreciate your opportunities. Don't waste your opportunities. The little things like that would stick with me.
You mentioned that during the time you began battle rapping, everyone was doing it. So who was one of like your biggest influencers that got you into battle rapping?
In battle rap, I wouldn't necessarily say battle rap influence, because it wasn't on social media like it is now. My era really turned it into a business. But previously, the Eminem 8 Mile movie, of course, you know, that made me be like, oh, like, and actually some of the dudes in that movie I've battled after. So it's like, you know, I started just catching on to little things. But Eminem for sure, just Jay-Z, DMX, like, you know, I was a real hip hop junkie. I have 5, 6 CD cases in my jacket, bring certain albums.
Yeah.
I would learn every lyric, figure out what bars meant. You know, like I was just a student of the game, soaking up all the knowledge, you know, like a sponge. So I think that was more of the influence for me, just understanding cadence, understanding when to be vulnerable, understanding when to be real, and then understanding when to be aggressive, and you know, like learning those different pockets. And then that just helped me become an all-around like artist.
Don't do me no favor. Talking about the cocaine. Whipping water, aquafina. Mira.
At this point, it's more or less about the mood, the feeling. I really pay attention to what's going on. Like when I'm home, I don't watch battle rap. I'm past that phase. I'll watch documentaries, murder documentaries, aliens. Like I watch crazy stuff, political stuff, history. I watch a lot of history, and I just see how people used to be and see how culture is now, and compare those certain things and try to like add my twist of wisdom to it, along with my life experiences, like things that I've went through and things that I go through, and being unique, because then it becomes me. It's not just me trying to rap. It's me giving people some type of knowledge, some type of game. And to me, that's the biggest reaction. If I rap to you and I just say, you know, a bar, yo, yeah, I'm on the block with it. No, just stop with it. That's cool. But if I really talk to you about something, you know, that might stick with you, you'll be like, yo, that bar is cold. Like, I like that. You know what I mean?
So could you explain what's happening in these photos?
This one right here, I'm in Toronto, and we actually see he got a KOTD chain. Me and him have a history though. Probably my first biggest battle was against him back in like 2009 in Harlem. He's a Harlem legend. His name is Head Ice. And this is now fast forward 2017. We were young and we both got famous, and then we made careers, and then he was the champion, and then I was on Battle of the Year in 2017. So I was, even though he had the chain, I was cooking all year, and we battled for the chain. He actually won this battle, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Yeah, but it's a technicality. You know what I'm saying? I let him rock a little bit. You know, he went over the time limits and stuff, but it was for other reasons. You know, I'm gonna tell you this too. What you see on camera and then what happens off camera is always different. You know, I had an opportunity to go tour in Australia, and if I would have won the chain, I would have had to turn that down. And I wanted my profile to be bigger, more international as a battle rapper. So I didn't really beef about them not cutting him off. Like if I'd have cut them off, I would have won the battle. I let it rock. You know what I mean? It was more like I'd rather go to Australia, be out there for 2 weeks, do a couple battles, expand my music, expand stuff. And it actually worked out for me that way anyway. So this one,
it looks like you're handing his career to him right now.
I ain't like him. I ain't like him at all. I ain't like him at all. You know, this was a 30. Like, I wiped the floor. And he's a legend, too. His name is Disaster. He's international. Like, international. We was in Cali. This is my first time in L.A. And I give y'all some knowledge for the, anybody in here. My first time in L.A. I'm Puerto Rican. I looked at this battle like, okay, I don't like this dude, but I didn't realize like the magnitude of my celebrity before this battle. This is battle maybe 2012, 2013, right? First time out there, I'm focused on the battle. Now my business wasn't right at the time. The money I negotiated for that battle was cool, but tell y'all, I show up, I pull up, my driver pulls up to the venue, and there's like 400 SA Mexicans, you know, like all there. And I'm like, damn, that's it's Cali, but I'm like, this is a lot of people in the crowd, and they're there for me because I'm the only Latino doing it. You know, I didn't realize, my impact. I didn't realize that not just Puerto Rican, but just Spanish as a culture. And I was like, damn, should have negotiated more money. I could have more ticket sales off this, you know? But at the same time, it helped me realize, like, I don't just represent Brooklyn or just represent PR. Like, I represent, like, a whole little demographic, and I got to tap into it, which later on, bodega and stuff. It opened my eyes to, oh, you know what? I can expand. I can do this.
And tell us about your latest rap battle that you had. I heard it was a big one.
Surf, yeah, that was a big one. That's the name. Y'all might have heard of Sue Surf before. He's a big time battle rapper and artist as well, and he's from Jersey. We had a whole grudge for like 10 years. And it just got built up, and then they finally got the right money, and it was like Pacquiao and Mayweather type of, you know what I mean? Like built up over time. The battle was crazy. It's debatable. A lot of people say I won, a lot of people say he won, but the battle was fire.
Yeah, that's how you know it's
and,
good.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that was what we wanted. We wanted it to be barbershop conversations. You want people debating online, because then they go back and watch it, you accumulate more views like that. So yeah, but that battle was crazy.
Don't do me no favor. Talking about the cocaine. Whipping water, aquafina. Mira, papi.
I'm very picky with production. Like, I'll know what I might want to rap about or certain topics. I'll have random topics in my head. You know, if it's police brutality, if it's some family stuff, or some, you know, like whatever. But when the beats, and I hear the beats, is when I'll be like, okay, I could talk about this on this. And then I start formulating, you know. Everything I do on the spot, though.
Oh.
Battle rap, I have to write ahead of time, because it's a lot of memorization. There's no beats. There's, you know, I can't even cough or sneeze. I'm going to mess up the whole pattern. Like, we have nobody there but us. It's thousands of people. But music is more lax. I feel like it's more of a vibe. I don't like to be lyrical miracle. I'm not the type that's gonna be like, oh, I'm the hypothesis of the rock. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather like get a point across and give you game. You know what I mean? So I do it so it's natural. It's like a conversation.
Would you like to shout out like a producer that you like worked well with?
My guy Crisis. My guy Dozer the Drum Dealer. My boy A Junior. Like those three guys right there, I've really built my sound with them. And the new album I got is fully produced by my boy Crisis. And he's from the Bronx, so you know what I mean? That's dope.
Yeah, let's talk about that new album. It's called Filthy Karma, and it's coming out tomorrow. Congratulations on that. What was the process behind, or the inspiration behind making this album?
Filthy Karma right now. All right. I'm not like in rap. There's this stigma where it's like you can't be an old rapper. Nobody wants to hear old raps. So you have to be able to keep yourself fresh or be refreshing. And I look at music now, and I look at a lot of the young kids that's music, even like the drill stuff right now. And I'm not gonna be the OG talking to you like, yo man, stay out the streets. I'm not doing that. But I will tell you what's going on and what it's leading to. And I feel like society will push you and build you up as an artist, as a brand. These kids are pulling out guns in videos. They're showing all types of stuff on IG Live. You're snitching on yourself, first off. You're not moving by a certain code. Whether you're in that lifestyle or not, you have to move a certain way. And then you're leaving this trail. You're leaving all these breadcrumbs behind, so that when you finally do make it and you legitimize your career and you say, you know what, I'm going to leave selling drugs behind, or I'm going to leave the gang stuff behind, and I'm trying to make money and be a businessman, that's when they come and they snatch you up. That's when they hit you with a RICO charge. That's when somebody that's still in the hood, that's mad that you made it, envy you, and you got drama, and people trying to kill you and rob you, and that's filthy karma. It's like as soon as you get out the game, they pull you back in, you know, and you got to be able to dodge those things. But the dirt that you did in the past will always catch up with you. So that's my inspiration for that.
And can you give us like an example of like where you, in one of your tracks, and like which you tell that type of story to the audience? Like, there's a quote from one of the songs I did where I said Pop's overdose, but it's dope what his son did. And for me, that's like reversing the karma. Like, my pops was an addict, my pops overdosed, all types of things. But it's dope what I did. I took that and, you know, changed the reference around, but made something of it. Yeah, that struggle was real, you know, but I made something of it to make mama proud, to make my father's family proud and stuff like that. So that line to me really sticks out to me.
Which track off the album are you guessing the most?
Yeah, that's that track is Play My Position. And that's featuring my boy Crisis. The dude that produced the album, he's rapping on that version too. But yeah, that one, just that line, like,
Yeah.
you know, there's certain things you write nowadays, and I'll be like, I've said things, but that right there really stuck with me. I was like, I like that.
Cortez, thank you so much for joining. It was honestly such an honor sitting here and talking to you. But before we let you go, can you spit some bars for us? Freestyle. Go ahead, do it. Whatever your spirit brings.
I might give y'all a story. It's like Candy was her name. She was motherless, quiet, young and misguided. Men lusting in private, get drunk and get high. She influenced by the culture. There's vultures and ain't no daddy round here to coach her. She's 14, but she looks 20. Men spending on the daily. Pregnant, a baby with a baby. Her daughter's named Britt. Only fan for them chips. Her ass out in every pic. It got Candy fake lit. See, she's used to the chips, but she don't settle for no basic. She's for the moment. If you spending for the occasion, hotel arrangements. She's clocking each hour, counting each dollar. She know her means power. She's lusting over cash. And Brittany, she's still growing up fast. She dropped out of school. She ain't focused on no class. She learned from her mommy now. Britt taking tabs. Home all alone. All these years done passed. Now for all this designer, now she's for the bag. Slutting out of whips, jumping in and out of trips. She get it from her mama. She for them chips. I ain't gonna get, but...
I'm your host, Samuel Boucher. This is my girl,
Jianna.
Cortez Bodega, everybody. Filthy coming out at midnight.
Me at the bodega, don't do me no favor. Talking about the cocaína, whipping water aquafina. Mira, mira, papi, find me on the corner, oye, no me.